Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 497. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinside.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 497 of the Gamecast. We have a topic tonight, as promised, a franchise deep dive. We are tying this into our movie cast and going over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video games and where we'd like to see that franchise go going forward here. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. First, I want to kick us off with what we've been up to. I didn't play too much this week, so I played a little bit more Doom Eternal. Got a little further in that game. It's so butter smooth with the frame rate. I do like how it's locked. It's fun to play. It's just mindless fun. I am playing it, like I said, I'm playing it on easy because I just don't care for like a ultimate challenge. I don't. I just want to have fun and just shoot things. That's all I want. Fair. Yeah, exactly it. Like, I don't know. This is the unwind game is what this is now. I'm just like, demons, I'll kill you all. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. But I did want to start this off and surprise my fellow podcasters here with a little bit of news and an idea that I'm going to do, at least me, for right now, for our 500th episode premiere.
Oh, boy.
Freeze?
I promise I froze. I froze.
I
promise you all right now. Yes, this is building suspense. My first freeze of the night too, and I'm bringing out this great original, this brand new thing you guys even heard yourselves. As thanks for everybody watching and listening to our podcast for 500 episodes. I have decided on that day I will stream a game that nobody thought in the world that I would ever play, and that would be Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh wow, nice.
So right, that will be streamed by me.
At the game store? It was free.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it's also on so I will. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, I think, for a little bit longer. But yeah, I'll be streaming that one way or the other on Twitch on our All You Can Geek channel. On I'll announce this soon. But
so
I thought that would be fun.
Accepted that it exists.
Yeah, well, I figured what more fun way to do our 500th episode, which we're going to do a bunch of stuff for, I promise you guys. But to at least give you guys a little taste of, like, I figured, like, I'm just going to commit myself right now. I'm going to stream this game, a game that I don't want to play this game. But I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stream it.
On the record.
Yes. I'm going to stream it that on, I have to pick the day still, but for our 500th episode, like, so when we get to 499 or probably that weekend after, I'll be streaming it that day. You guys can pop in and watch me play and probably complain nonstop about the game, but I'm going to do it. So,
have you played it before?
Nope.
Never? Not at all?
I don't recognize it exists, Mike.
I thought you just played it and it's like, whatever.
No, I don't. No, I don't. They're all the same. Why would I play them? I played it. It was called Grand Theft Auto 3.
Okay.
So I'm going to play this game. And yeah. Cool. So that's my announcement I was holding here. So I thought that would be kind of fun. Maybe encouraging my fellow podcasters to think of games that they would never play, and maybe they can get a hands on and try to stream it on those days as well.
I mean, that's
put them on the spot
now with Game Pass. And
yeah. Well, Game Pass helps. Game Pass helps. Yeah. I mean, Mike, I would like to see you play like Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah, make him play a JRPG.
Yeah, like Mike playing a JRPG. I don't care if it's not Final Fantasy VII, but pick something on the Game Pass store maybe. You got to find
Nier.
Oh, Mike playing Nier. That would be perfect. That's what you should do, Mike. So we'll figure this out.
I actually think he would like Nier though if he actually gave it a chance.
I think
this has got that like Matrixy like kind of like.
But see, like that could be the fun part about this. Maybe I'll like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You're day one GTA 6.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Like Tony should play Arkham Knight again. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. You've already played it. So if you hadn't,
like I would like detest.
I mean, there is a Alien game out there that.
Oh.
Oh, I made you play that.
I know.
No, Tony should play like Madden or something.
That's Destiny.
No, the thing is, he has to play something he hasn't played before.
I don't think he's played Destiny 2.
Well, Destiny 2. Well,
yeah.
It's free to play, isn't it now?
I think it is.
You should play a sports game.
Yeah, that would be a probably.
I mean, I could like.
That would be complete opposite for you. But
WWE 2020 or whatever.
Oh, no. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So those games, but yeah. So I don't know. Think about it. We'll figure it out. Let's get into more of what we've been up to, guys. Corey, what have you been playing?
More Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Nice.
Got a chance to play some of that. I'm halfway through the game, I think now. Just it is tough to get stuff
What
in
chapter?
9.
Yeah. That's a good chunk.
I mean, just based off of how much time I put in, and how much time you guys had
Yeah.
mentioned took
Yeah.
you to finish it. That's what I was basing that on.
I mean, the cool part about it is, while it's openish, it's still linear. Like, it still keeps you confined. So you still have to follow that. We're all around the same time because you're gonna follow that same path.
The weird thing is I did I just like obviously in chapter 9 you're doing this walk
Wall Street.
thing to go back
Hmm.
with the character, and like I didn't realize those dudes were just stealing my money the whole time.
Oh,
like what?
no.
I'm like, wait, where did all my money go? It's like, heck. So I was like, oh, well, that stinks.
Yeah.
I also hated that whole section because it seems really like a waste of
Yeah.
time.
I didn't like
That
that
was a
section at all.
huge filler port.
Yeah.
Like, there's something
was like,
like, I
what
like
the
a lot of
hell?
these things, like this is just
That
totally
felt like
filler.
classic anime filler, didn't it?
Yeah, I was
It
like,
really did.
Just like let's move these hands and do stupid things with these crates and like
Yeah.
what? Why? Like this is
That
nothing to
was-
do with what I've been doing this whole entire game. Like why am I doing this? So
Low part of the game, definitely. So, yeah, I agree. But that's cool. Anything else?
and I do want to mention like I did play the Guards of Atlantis board game again, actually a couple times. The first time I played it with a guy who was on my team because it's a tabletop MOBA. I'm trying to simulate that anyway, but I think it does a really good job. And how it works is you have a hero, you have a board with a lane, and you have these minions, and you're trying to push the minions towards your opponent's base and vice versa for them. But you only have 5 cards in your hand, and it's all open information essentially. But there's mind games because you can know what people have played, you know what people haven't played, and what could be coming out. So it's just really knowing the characters. And the guy I was playing with on my team, because it was 2v2, the first card he plays, he made a mistake because he wanted to do something that he didn't realize. He thought he could do something that he couldn't do. And after that, the rest of the game, this is on the first turn, like first card he plays, he was like, shitting on the game the entire time and talking about how he hates it. This is stupid. Why does this even exist? This is not like League of Legends at all. Blah 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 blah. And then like by the other guys I was playing with afterwards, because as soon as we finished the game, immediately he didn't even like say goodbye or anything. He just like hung up the call because we're doing video chat or not video chat but Discord chat. He just hangs up and it's gone and immediately. And my one buddy's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like we invited this guy. I thought he'd actually like it. He played League like maybe 2 times, so I don't know where he's getting like this whole like this thing is like not like League at all. But yeah, he was pretty apologetic about it.
Sounds like he's a typical League player, though.
It does.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. 2 times, though? He gets typical League? That's crazy.
No, just his attitude.
Yeah, I know. It's still crazy to act like that. But
yeah, so that was interesting. I still really enjoy the gameplay of it. So I did play it one more time with some more adequate, or not adequate, but more enthusiastic people, and that was really fun.
Not jerks.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a good game. I'm looking forward to actually getting to play it again with more people. I want to see what like a 6-player game would be like.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. All right, Tony.
What am I playing? I decided I needed some punishment, so I got Dark Souls 3.
Oh. Nice.
Going through that game, and yeah, it's hard. I think playing, the Bloodborne and Sekiro obviously prepared me for this one, because I think it was once you get the general style down, like the other ones, like you can adapt to. This one's definitely a bit slower paced, and you're like need to shield, which in Bloodborne, you can't shield. Like there's 1 or 2 shields in the game, and they're shit. So it's all about like either dodging or straight up parrying with your gun to expose them for a weak, like a critical attack. So that's been hard to adjust to. But so far it hasn't did too bad, except yesterday I was stalking this one, like, not boss, but like mini boss, I guess. It took me an hour. Once I beat him, I got to the boss and spent like 10 minutes on him. I'm just like, what the fuck is this mini boss tougher than the actual boss? Like, it was such a joke. But yeah, going through that, it's fun, challenging, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, and ironically, I think Bandai Namco announced that the series crossed like 22 million and Dark Souls 3 was like 10 million. So good to see the success of this series, and interested in seeing Elden Ring, and hopefully we'll get some more news of that next month.
Oh, yeah.
As we move into the news.
Yeah. Mike.
So I'm still playing a handful of things right now. Still doing a little Yakuza here and there, finishing up the it's very grindy, honestly, job quests in the open world. I actually did finish the one character's, so I am a cabaret king now. The other character, the real estate, is taking a little longer. It's very expensive. But when you do these, you unlock another fighting style, so there is a little bit of incentive, and also unlocking further takes more money and all la. But I'm at near the end, but I did notice that there is the Kiwami or whatever it's called. The other game is on Game Pass too, so I might actually play that later. Because I've played this for a while now. It's entertaining enough. It's so weird and funny, but there is a lot to do. My one criticism, other than the tone being so out of nowhere, is some of the side activities. While it's fun that they exist, they're not fleshed out enough to be good. But so I'm almost done with that, and I've also played more of the challenges in Jedi Fallen Order, which did get a stability update, which helps because this new mode was all broken last week. Now it's a little bit better. I was able to do a few more. I don't understand how anyone gets through these things at all, though, with no damage or healing. I don't.
Some people are just crazy at these games.
I don't think that will ever happen for me. This one, it took me the whole week to do.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Well, I'm just going to try to get through them all. I'm not there yet. I've got like maybe 7 out of 12 done. 7 or 8. One took me a full week of tries, though, which was 10 waves of different levels of Empire enemies. Obviously, there's several at once, but the things that get me still in the end are all the two-handed purge troopers are the worst. Like, I could figure out everyone else. I got like what they do down, but there's this one part where there's just 3 of them, 3 of the guys with the like 2 like electric sticks, purge troopers, and I just can't deal with them without like taking a bit of damage. But I finally got through that at least, but I'm never going to do it, no damage. But it's fun to go back and try to hone my skills in that. And then I did play just once so far the new season of Apex Legends. They changed a few things that I'm a little iffy about. They typical. The nerfs and the buffs are different than what you would normally do. They're not just number things. Like certain attachments only apply to certain guns now. They changed it up a bit. And of course, there's this new character who I haven't played myself, but I've had a teammate play as. Loba is her name. She seems like a pretty useful support character. So it's definitely a nice change of pace in that game. Apparently, there's some like hitbox problems that have happened with this update that people are complaining about. I haven't noticed that, but maybe it's happened. But still a good game to play online. Yep.
Cool. All right, let's get into the news, guys. So I put on the leak rumor. This is a heavy rumor right now, but I put it on here for fun talk about Daredevil and Wolverine PS5 games. Actually, Xbox One as well for the Daredevil game. But so there's a leak on 4chan of somebody posting that they're going to be making.
Good old 4chan.
Yeah, I know. Take it with a grain of salt. But there's a leak about a Daredevil game being made and also a Wolverine game being made in the style of God of War. And that's really why I put it on here, because I was like, well, let's discuss about. Do we want an open world Daredevil game like Spider-Man? And do we want a Wolverine game like God of War, which I think wouldn't be that bad. I don't think that would have been that bad. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But
what would you want then, Jim?
You know what I honestly wanted? I misread this title and thought it was a single game with both of them. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, together? Oh, yeah. No, originally that was my original thought too, but the Wolverine game seems like Marvel is looking to expand properties. We know that for a fact after Spider-Man's success. However, that's why it's like it could be true this is happening, but again, this is very big rumored. But do you want to play a Wolverine game like God of War, where it's a very action-y based game?
Well, we've had that. The X-Men Origins Wolverine game for the 360, which is way better than the movie, was that pretty much.
Oh, so there we go. There's a precedent for this already.
And it's it was a good game. I really liked it, especially at the time. Like that was the M-rated game. That was the most M-rated that Wolverine had been, because this was before Logan came out, and like that was the one where he healed in real time his whole body. If you remember that at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a pretty solid game. So obviously that would work. They would need to have a little more of a wrinkle now for a new gen version of something along those lines. But it can be done. Wolverine can hold his. I've played a couple Wolverine games. I think that would be great. As for Daredevil, like, is it
an
just
open world game 3 times the size of Spider-Man?
But
how would you look at Daredevil? Like, what would you be seeing?
Well,
I'm serious. Like, how would you be?
Well,
how would
be
you view?
third person viewing it, obviously, and play them that way.
I would probably assume it'd be a third person like thing, and then like.
Well, then you would also use
there'd be a Daredevil mode, like a echolocation mode or whatever, where it'll obviously be a red tint. You can see through walls and stuff, and
radar kind of.
I can see that. The only thing that worries me about that is like we've got Spider-Man, we've got Batman. Like, how is it gonna be different?
The Daredevil game is supposed to play a lot like Arkham.
I don't know. Here's the thing, like they could do anything with these probably, but like honestly, it's because that Spider-Man took the effort. They got the right studio to do the right game with the right vision. Okay, and I just don't believe that the Marvel game division, at least, has that. I mean, what would they do? Like, copy? They clearly copied Batman for
Spider-Man. That's what they would be doing for Daredevil as well. And that's what they would. That's what they would do with Daredevil as well.
To me, that wouldn't feel like they'd have to, really do something.
It'd be copying a copy at that point.
Yeah, so, I don't want to play
too much.
I have no.
I mean, for Daredevil, I would think it would be a better game if it was more Arkham Asylum style, more claustrophobic.
Yeah,
Hell's
that
Kitchen.
Too. Like, we don't need him to be like, in a bigger version of New York. He needs to be in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, he doesn't traverse 30 miles of a city. Apparently, that's the size of this. Spider-Man.
Why?
Like Spider-Man. Like, why would it need to be that big?
I also think they sort of, the people involved debunked this already for Daredevil.
I only like. I mean,
they said
they would. These games are being made, but I thought it'd be fun discussion to have.
I think it was two people involved. They said like, I wish we could make this game, or I would like to. I'm interested, but. That's all this was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Moving to the Xbox, we have the showcase that seems to be happening in July, the Series X, the proper one that we were expecting, a first-party one where Halo Infinite is confirmed to be at now from 343. So look for that. That was already promised, but now it's been confirmed that we will see Halo Infinite. We will see the July.
So there's going to be one before that, though.
No, I don't think so.
Because next June is the hardware one, I think.
Oh, is it? Because I heard that June. I thought
they said at this one every month until the release.
So we're gonna get So we're already I was gonna mention right now because now we learned today that Sony is planning on showing their PS5 lineup in June.
Right.
So we may get both consoles then announced. Who announces first here?
Xbox.
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Well, I think
it doesn't matter.
But if you remember last time this happened, if you remember this happened last time. Sony was able to cash in massively on the terrible announcement of the Xbox One.
Right.
I different environment.
I felt like that's what they were trying to do with that Unreal 5 thing.
Right. They already tried to get. I mean, they already showed off the console, so they already got first blood or whatever the hell you want to call it. But frankly, since then it's just been a series of non-announcements. Like, who cares? Like, I'm sorry, that event was such a pitiful way to be like. These are the first Xbox Series X games. Like, cool. That doesn't still need any type of hype or excitement or.
I'm just hoping that in June we have that because it was Sony. Sony's the same way. We haven't had anything. We had Mark Cerny's big thing and the DualShock 5 announcement.
I know. They're both guilty. But it's just for me. It's like if you're Microsoft. Like, here's the thing. Assuming nothing happens, I mean, Sony is going into the next generation stronger. There's no. Absolutely none. Okay. Microsoft had this opportunity. They had months where Sony's been doing nothing really. They showed off the controller and did the Cerny, game developers conference. If they came out guns blazing and got the hype train rolling first and just kept up the momentum until launch, we'd probably be talking a different story right now. But like right now, it's just Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, well, we talked about this last podcast too.
Nobody. So. Yeah, right now it's not worth being owned. We said that already last podcast.
The only thing I could say is now. I think of games, and the only game here is Halo. What can Halo do to be interesting again.
Well, that's what
And
we're
not to mention
hoping
it's
that,
going to be
we're
on the
hoping that they
Xbox One.
have.
So,
The thing for me is like I want them to show me other games. I don't want them to show me Halo. I'm
No,
fine.
I want
Don't
them
get
to
me
show
wrong.
me how, because nothing else,
But, Nick, that's what I'm saying. There's some
everything new
mystery
is
out
going to
there.
be what you saw last week.
No, it's not. That is third-party
Sure.
games. They have first-party studios right now, Mike, that better fucking be working on games for their Xbox. I'm serious.
I'm just.
Yeah.
You got
Like,
what
I'm
you're
tired of
asking
this
for,
garbage.
but you got what you asked for last, this last event.
It
You got
looked like
new
garbage.
games. I know.
Yeah, but
I'm
no,
not
the
saying
games
That's what
look
it
like
is.
but
garbage.
you're asking for something
You don't-
different. You're
you don't
getting
know
I
it.
am
for
asking
sure.
for.
You don't know
I'm
for
asking
sure
for
those
another.
games
I
are all
want.
going to be garbage. You
Corey,
just don't know what they
I
are.
want Fable, which is not a new game, but I would like to see a new version of that. A real Fable game. Halo. I'd love to see. I mean, obviously, we'll probably get a Forza. We're not. Who are we talking about? Who are we kidding here? We're gonna get a Forza game. But like, I'd like to see something from Microsoft we haven't seen. Like, I would like to see something from.
Break.
Huh?
Quantum Break? You want a Quantum Break type thing here?
Well,
again?
that was another Remedy. It was not their studio. I would like to see something from their first party studios that they've acquired.
all right. And the thing is, though, most of those they've acquired in the last year or two. They're not gonna have fruit to show right now.
I'm hoping that they do. That's what I'm saying. I hope they do.
I think they need to have Halo be a killer app again.
Oh, sure. I'm not
million.
Like
Yeah.
this, so that's what this whole thing is. July 2020. I want to see how they can resell Halo, what they can do to make this a relevant, interesting, top tier franchise again. That's what I'm looking for.
They can, though.
I don't know if they can, but I'd like
and I've
to see
said this
what they
before,
can
but
do.
yeah, I mean, we don't have to drone on it too much, but like the first-person shooter market is way more crowded than it was back in the day when Halo was dominating in the 2001 to when is Halo 3 2007, something like that. I mean, there was nothing else out in the market. Call of Duty came out, was like this slow burner that just grew into its own franchise. Modern Warfare, all that Black Ops stuff, now it's like you're not even competing with just Call of Duty. It's Destiny, it's Borderlands, it's Apex Legends, it's PUBG, it's Fortnite. Like
not even like
you want to play
shooters. It's
right,
third-person
right.
shooters.
Overwatch. You have Valorant coming out, which is coming out strong. Overwatch 2 is coming out, which whatever. But I mean, you can't throw a rock in a game store without hitting a fucking first-person shooter. So
Yeah.
I would love for 343 to prove me wrong and for Halo to become a dominant top tier franchise again. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. So in that regard, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to see Halo. I'm very interested in it, and I'll try it out because of Game Pass. But I'm with Jim in that I want to see something new that makes me go, holy shit! Like something that I can't even imagine or predict right now. But the greatest.
I'd love to be blown away with that. That's what I want to see.
Right.
Something that you can't predict.
Right. Give me something that I'm not saying like exactly Spider-Man or exactly God of War or exactly Horizon, but show off something that takes my breath away and goes, wow, like that looks really cool. Like I'm
like
right.
That's
something
coming.
Yeah.
So it's just
that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get that in a second.
We don't know. So
yeah.
Right.
And then that moves us into Ghost of Tsushima's State of Play that came out last week. Looks awesome. Like again, that game looks
visually,
really visually awesome. I don't know how it's gonna play. We're gonna see about that, but
man, it looks like an Assassin's Creed game.
I know, and that's what I'm worried about.
Almost
that. Like,
exactly. Like, and the newer ones are good. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're different, but it makes almost more sense to be in a game like this than an Assassin's Creed game. That type of gameplay, but it's almost indistinguishable from what I've seen in the game.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, sorry, just turn my notifications off. But I mean, it's interesting because Ubisoft has said for years, they're like, yeah, we're not going to do Assassin's Creed Japan setting because it was just, I don't know, low-hanging fruit or something like that, because apparently they're above that. So I could see whereas like Sony's just like, all right, well, if they're not going to do it, why don't we do it? Because I mean, Assassin's Creed, despite my like personal gripes for most of its history, like is a consistently best-selling game. So why not go after that market? And that's fine. It's a new IP. I'm interested to see how it performs. I'm interested to see how it reviews. I'm on the fence about it because, we'll see. But
I mean, the thing it has going for it also is that it had the time to be developed
right.
way they needed it to be developed. Where like Assassin's Creed, they're kind of pumping them up. Not necessarily now, like they were,
right. But they were right.
Like you're getting the 2-year cycle now, but that's still a 2-year cycle where, this game got a good 4 years, whatever it is.
Right.
The only thing is, again, we know we're getting an Assassin's Creed game at the end of this year. So it's interesting.
And it's also like what theme do you like? Do you like feudal Japan? Do you like Norse mythology?
I like the theme. I mean, I do like the theme of this, and I do like how I heard that it's got like a black and white mode, which is awesome, like a Kurosawa kind of thing. I think that's really awesome to have. But I don't like the combat in Assassin's Creed, and that's why I'm so worried about this. I would prefer it. I don't know. I'm not.
I mean, seeing like one straight kills though is pretty cool.
I mean, that is pretty cool. So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to play this game. I will own this game. The only one that's up in the air for me right now is The Last of Us. I'm very tempted to read the spoilers. Like, that's how I'm very tempted.
I know we all do it that way when we talk about them, but yeah, I did get a synopsis of the spoilers, and
you're out.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. So I am very tempted to read those because I'm just like, I love that first game so much, and I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want them to. Everything I'm hearing now, this tarnishes the fact that was a game. That's what I'm hearing. It just tarnishes the effect.
It's just, I would just say.
Is this a Matrix Reloaded situation?
No, it's almost like I have no spoilers. I've not read anything about that, but I've read comments about people saying like it lessens it's like the first game on its own stands amazingly, and because you have the second game, it takes away from that.
Well, we all knew at the end of the first game that anything really that happens afterwards, we kind of didn't want to know.
It's almost like if you make an Inception 2, Corey. Like if you make Inception 2, like don't do that for movies. I'm just saying like.
No, I agree, and we've talked about this, and we just mentioned it before or earlier. It's the unknown, what's your imagination and what you want the ending of this series or franchise of these characters to be cannot live up to what you're going to get because you have these fantasies that are not going to be met because now it's this one singular person's vision, not necessarily singular person, but this one studio's vision of what happens next and not yours anymore.
Right. And not to mention, I think there was something where like Last of Us 1 probably came out at the perfect timing for the height of the popular zombie culture,
And there's a little bit of a pivot too, which like it wasn't just undead zombies necessarily. It was an interesting universe that they came up with. Right. And like the DLC, like the story within the universe was great. Like I forget what it's called, the prequel. I thought that was a good, really good story. Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. And I think that they did a great job there where you didn't tarnish what came with the original ending. So
yeah, I will say I'm not as surprised I think as some people were by what they read. Like it checks out with me. Like it's not that surprising, but it's also not something I want to do.
Yeah, I'll play through it.
I'll day one.
I don't know about day one. I got stuff to do.
I do say the fact that Ghost of Tsushima looks better. How do you say it?
Tsushima.
Since it looks better, it's like, all right, well, if I really need a new game, I can get that during that time period.
It's a month later, so not even a month. So.
But,
all right.
I got a backlog I'm going through now.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm happy with this little break because I'm gonna finish up Doom and then like I can go and play. I don't know. I have Shenmue. I can finally get into if I want to try it again. So, all right, let's get into our topic: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the video games, franchise deep dive. So we've had a plethora of games released for this over the years. I mean, starting with I remember the original Nintendo Entertainment System game, which was not the same game you remember from the arcade, guys. This was like a side-scrolling, but it was like you had like a world view at first, and you can go down into sewers and then play the game.
A top-down overworld like 2D Zelda.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
It was like that was incredibly difficult.
Fucking hard.
Holy shit.
I only beat that as like an adult using an emulator because once you lost a turtle, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah. Once you couldn't. Yeah. You lost a turtle. You lost that turtle. It was done.
I never played this, but I've watched footage of it.
Oh, you need to play it, Mike. You need to play it. No, you definitely need to play it. Just to experience it. You need to play it.
Because my only like real experience, I've played. I think actually the sequel, like the third Turtles game on the NES in my dentist's office.
There was a third one?
I think so.
Which one was in the Wizard? Because that's the one I have the most memories of.
I think it was basically an adaptation of the arcade.
The arcade was the most popular one, and we're going to get into that next. But I just thought I'd mention this game. Yeah, there was an NES version of that
this
game.
one I only know. This one I only know though from Angry Video Game Nerd, which is one of his first.
This game was incredibly tough, and I only beat it with Game Genie. So it was incredibly too tough. And then we had the most classic one, which everybody knows, which is the Turtles arcade game. Came out very close timeline with this. I don't know how many quarters I lost at the bowling alley playing this game as a kid. This was a classic X-Men style beat 'em up, arcade game.
It's been
we can play all 4 Turtles together.
Yep. It's been ported a few times, and so has the obviously Turtles in Time, which came a little later.
Yeah, I mean there was a Turtles 2 Battle Nexus, which I never really played on this.
There's a lot of different permutations between the systems, like an NES and the arcades. Then there's a lot of similar types of side-scrolling beat 'em ups during this time. Early 90s.
I'm trying to think of any of those standout. Turtles in Time, I think, is the best standout in this. If I'm going through.
Turtles in Time is probably my favorite Turtles game. Aside from the arcade, I think, depending on what.
This captured the arcade again. That's why. I mean, it had that.
That one though. I played only recently at a PAX the last few years ago. That Super Nintendo version of this game.
Yeah.
I only played the arcade version, and the Super Nintendo version has a bit more to it. So it was pretty cool to see that.
I mean, it was just the arcade version. You'd be done in half an hour. So
yeah. But the Turtles in Time game, I think, was like a finish. It was a Super Nintendo game, really polished version of what the arcade game was going to be, and then this was okay.
How's it get started? It's like New York, 6 a.m. something like that.
Shredder taunts the Turtles after Krang steals the Statue of Liberty in the intro of the game.
Yeah, I mean that's so ridiculous. Shout out though. Maybe Corey or Jim, maybe you had this, but as a kid, I had a handheld Tiger Electronics Ninja Turtle game.
I did not have that.
It had the comic. You had that, Mike? Wow, yeah.
Did you have was it the green sort of weird shape version?
It was like an A shape or something like that.
Yeah,
weird,
I had that.
Hard buttons. And the thing is, you had to go underwater and avoid either mines or something.
I barely remember the actual gameplay in it.
I forget, but it was so hard. I remember just
I'm sure.
Because the thing is, it was one of those ink dot type games, so it's you're always repeating the same kind of levels. It's just are they harder and stuff like that. But I mean, I still played it so much as a kid, but I remember getting so fresh because it wasn't even fun. You play Turtles beat shit up, not just navigate through shit and disarm bombs, which is what you did in the first NES game and stuff like that. But shout out to that because that was still a
Tiger days. Yep. I think that might have been Konami for some reason.
Konami had well, I mean it's Tiger. I don't know. We'll have to look.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Konami had the franchise for a long time. I think they did the series justice.
The Tournament Fighters game.
That's what I was gonna bring up next.
Play those?
Oh yeah, I played that like crazy.
I just played the Genesis version recently because I finally found it.
How does that hold? How clunky was that? I'm trying to remember.
I mentioned it. I don't know. Was this months of maybe in the summer? Last summer is when I did it. It's a game. It's pretty. It's hard.
What's crazy
I'm
is
sure the Super Nintendo version is better. It looks better.
Was this one of the games in the Blockbuster video game tournament? I feel like there was a special edition for Blockbuster for this.
I don't remember. I know Jam and Donkey Kong Country.
That I know the two, but there were three. There was 3 rounds of that tournament. And I swear to God, I know there was a Blockbuster exclusive version of this Tournament Fighters game. I don't remember why. I remember seeing that. I just have to read this.
There was a Turtles 3 game on NES. What the fuck?
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow. I don't think I've ever played this.
Like I said, there's a lot of different permutations back then of Turtles games. There's the Hyperstone Heist. I don't even know what that is.
Maybe I'm mixing this game up with Clay Fighters. That's what
there was a Turtles fighting game for sure.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm mixing this up with that.
No, but there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. There's 2 very distinct different versions for the Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo
one is the one that it's more Street Fighter-y. The Genesis one I just played. It's okay, but it's different and it's probably not as good. But the Turtles, they lend themselves to fighting games pretty well. They're all they have distinct weapons, and there's obviously a lot of characters you can choose from. But these back then, I think they were Tournament Fighters for Super Nintendo was pretty well received. I don't know how the Genesis version was. It was considered okay, but I've always thought they were suited to that, to the point where I made them and created them in a Soul Calibur game.
Yeah. I mean, those are the early games. I mean, later versions, there really hasn't been much good. Like, I mean, did anybody play the PlayStation 2 versions of the games?
Not really.
I did play a version of the one based on that 2000s cartoon we were talking about.
Yeah, that would be the Turtles 2003 video game that came out
Yeah.
on Xbox and PS2. Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. I played it with my brother for a bit. I don't know how far we got.
Yeah.
I also played. Remember that Smash Up, the Smash Brothers ripoff Turtles game?
Oh yeah,
Melee,
Turtles
it
Smash
had
Up.
Melee in the fucking name, I think.
Yeah, it says Turtle Smash Up.
Yeah.
And it is
Or
like
Smash, yeah.
Smash Up. Yeah.
And that one was based loosely on the 2007 movie.
Didn't you play like Turtles in Time Reshelled?
Reshelled, I played that too. It's just a 3D version of the.
That was
arcade.
not bad. I played that one. Yes,
It
I
wasn't
played
bad.
that one.
People
Yeah.
didn't like it because they didn't like that they got rid of the sprites, and it isn't like ideal, obviously. But it was just 3D version. And then the issue was, though, it was a version of the arcade version, not the Super Nintendo version. So you were
Yes.
missing quite a bit of content.
There's an endless runner Ninja Turtle game on mobile devices. What the?
Really?
Of
Yeah.
course.
What was the more recent ones? Like Nickelodeon had a few of them. I know Mike.
The one that I've played, the one that I have a very interesting relationship with, that Summer of Arcade game near the end of
Out
that.
of the Shadows or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that game was so broken, but the concepts, if it was just followed through, would have been like the
Just
definitive.
a little more time. Yeah.
Because there was so much to it. Like, they gave you an option. Normally, it would be like 1 or 2 players doing the adventure mode, which is fine. Then there was a more arcadey option, but it had all the same mechanics where you could do 4 people scrolling, like, a side-scrolling type beat-em-up game. But with the same, it had an extremely deep combat system where every turtle could level up. They had team-up moves, and it played a little bit like Arkham. The problem was it was dial a combo for sure. Everything was super delayed. You had to remember what you pressed because then the animation would happen. But if it was more responsive and just they did better with it, there's so much to that game.
Did you play the Mutants in Manhattan that was from Platinum, wasn't it?
I did not play that one.
That one's
I thought
guessing
you
that
did.
was from Platinum. Yeah.
I did not play the Platinum one. No, I saw.
That's
once
the one
once
think
I realized there
it's not
was
really getting
like,
good reviews. It's getting really bad reviews. That's why I avoided it, I think.
yeah, it looked a little weird to me, and I don't think it had any local multiplayer. And I'm like, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah. And there's an endless. There it is, Endless Runner. I found that one. So I don't know, guys. I mean, this series has had some peaks and downs and ups and downs.
Peaks and valleys.
Yeah, peaks and valleys.
and
Injustice
downs.
2, peaks and downs.
Justice 2 is that fighting game I was looking for the Turtles, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, where would we like to see this franchise go? Like, I mean, do we want another beat 'em up kind of game?
I'd rather just go back to a nice old beat 'em up. The thing is, like, you could do it with 3D animation. You don't need to.
A little Streets of Rage style. They did
Right,
that
Streets
thing.
of Rage, especially Streets of Rage. That, or you could do a fighting game, but do it budget,
think
like
a
the
fighting
Power Rangers game, like the
Yes,
Power Rangers.
yes.
Like imagine a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game in the vein of like MVC, where like you create a team of like 2 to 3 characters from the
There's so many
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That would be cool. I would
people
like
out there.
that.
There's so many mutants they had from the cartoon, the classic cartoon, they could take and put into an MVC
Plus,
style game.
right.
I think it would work.
I mean,
Yeah.
right. Plus, they could use like turtles from all the different eras, like
Oh, that
like
they could
comic
too, yeah.
version, animated 89, animated 2000s.
See, that's kind of how I was a little